This is the Design a Game course, brought to you by Happy Spirit Games. Take the first step, unleash your creativity, and dream up a winner. You're about to make your first move toward realizing the dream of creating a game. I'm your host, Dave Mount, and I'll be guiding you through this experience. You might not have a specific idea for a game yet, or maybe you have a few ideas bouncing around in your skull. Either way, you definitely like the idea of getting into gaming, but you're not sure how to begin. It is normal to feel overwhelmed by the many options and possibilities. If you could use some help getting started, this course is for you. A fun perspective to consider is that life is one giant game. Let me show you what I mean. You're born, you grow, and at some point you get a job. You go to work day after day as your job slowly drains life force from your soul. You slink around the cubicles, dodging executives and other monsters, and you collect trinkets that give you an energy boost, like free food, gel pens, and paper clips. Throughout your days, you make choices: what to eat, where to go, whether to watch TV or play games, or read, or whatever. You repeat the same patterns for years, and no matter what you do, in the end it's game over. So you need to score as much as you can while you are in the game. Alright, enough of the analogy. Let me help you today to make the most of life by showing you how to design games of your own. Here is what we will cover in this course. The first part of the course is called Dreaming Up Your Game. This is where we think about what makes a winning game, starting with a high-level look at the most important qualities of games. Although these will seem intuitive, it is unusual to be aware of these factors while you're playing games. All you know is that you're having fun or not, winning or losing, rising to the challenge or being frustrated or bored. So let's take the time to deconstruct what makes the best game successful. With this list of qualities in hand, we will consider a number of examples. Later, you'll be able to apply the same analysis to any game you have played. By thinking about how games work and what makes a game great, you will start to get ideas of your own. Then we will talk about firing up the idea generator in your head. This includes getting regular practice at coming up with ideas, and how negativity and worry can block you. This discussion is followed up with a brainstorming exercise. At this stage, anything goes. The more outrageous, the better. Brainstorming is another tool that you can use anytime you need to think up something new. The second part of this course is called Gameplay. This is where we explore many types of games and game elements. I will show you how to create a prototype and give you a framework for designing your game. I will also take you through some exercises so that you can try it for yourself. After all, the whole point of this course is to help you design your first game. You might be intimidated by the idea of designing a new game. After all, there are so many excellent games out there. How could your game possibly compete? How will it ever be good enough? Let me try to adjust your expectations to make game design more approachable. Do you know any artists? Do you know what an artist does to create his or her first masterpiece? Does she just slap a bunch of paint on the canvas and call it done? Well, I suppose some do. Okay, I'm only kidding. That's a nice painting. But a sculptor, does he just smash a stone block with a sledgehammer and expect a fully formed work of art to pop out? No! A true artist takes her time and works at her craft. She visualizes the end result and works toward it, one layer at a time, going back over the same canvas or block of marble again and again, iterating through the changes until they have what they envisioned. You're going to go through the same kind of process. This is where you start to figure out the details of your game and test it to see if it's worth playing. If not, make a change and see how that makes things better or worse. Eventually, you will come up with something that you can call your own and that is good enough to share. Over time, you can learn to create your own masterpiece, something truly clever and unique. Now, you may be overly ambitious and want to escape immediately to this new life of being a game developer. After all, there's so much to do. But before you do anything foolish, I want to share a piece of advice. At this early stage, you should keep your day job, or at least make sure you have the means to sustain yourself for months or years. Even if you have the best game idea, there is no such thing as an overnight success. So give yourself plenty of time and expect to keep at this for a while until you have finally produced a hit. To quote a former coworker of mine who left a stable job to create games, "Indie game developer has an expected salary just shy of starving artist." This is not the way to get rich quickly. It is, however, a great way to regain some fulfillment in life. This is a way to unlock those hidden and neglected talents. Most humans love to create, even if others are creating the same thing or things that are very similar. So take your time and enjoy yourself while you keep your steady cash flow coming from your irregular job. I'm a software engineer, and I've been working on a few different games in my spare time over the last 4 or 5 years. That's given me a lot of time to think through the mechanics of my game and make steady progress, but it's a long time to wait. By completing this course, you can be productive with your game ideas far more quickly than that. Follow my guidance, supply your own creativity and a little bit of sweat, and you can be living the dream of creating games before you know it. Now, let's consider what makes a winning game. We'll see you in the next video.